In this video, we're going to talk about AP cost per unit. So when we calculate AP cost per unit, think about the fact that whenever you're dealing with units, and by units I mean things like dollars, hours, pounds, kilograms, whatever, the word per is telling us to divide. So if you think of miles per hour, if you wanted to figure out how many miles per hour you had averaged on a trip, you'd take the number of miles you'd driven and divide by the number of hours you'd spent driving. If you wanted to calculate the number of dollars per hour you made in a week of working an hourly wage job, you'd take the total dollars you made, divide by the number of hours you worked, and you get dollars per hour. So that basic idea is going to follow us into AP cost per unit. So AP cost per unit is AP cost divided by the units. So if we have an example like this, kosher salt, the AP cost is $1.36 for a 26-ounce box. And what we want to know is the cost per ounce. So we take our AP cost per unit formula, take our AP cost per unit and put it in these terms. So $1.36 for a 26-ounce box is $1.36 divided by 26 ounces. When I divide that out, I get about $0.0523 per ounce. So remember, we keep that many decimals because we're eventually going to be working on costing recipes, and so even though we wouldn't normally care about the 10,000ths of a dollar, when we're costing things, it can be helpful to have some more precision in the decimal. Okay, so now what if we want, for the same situation, we want to know the AP cost per pound? Well, we start out with our AP cost per ounce that we figured out before, and then we just convert the ounces to pounds in the normal way. So our ounces are set up to cancel, and then the units that are left are dollars per pound, which is what we wanted. So we multiply 0.0523 times 16, we get $0.8368 per pound. So pause the video and try this one yourself. So we have cumin seeds that have an AP cost of $10.42 a pound, and we want to know what's the AP cost per ounce. So we start out with the $10.42 per pound, but we want to make it into ounces, so we multiply by 1 pound over 16 ounces. Then we just do the division, so we end up with 1042 divided by 16 gives us this decimal here. I rounded it off a little bit, $0.651 per ounce. So now pause it again and look at this one. So now what if we want the AP cost per tablespoon? And to do this, we have Book of Yields information that says 1 tablespoon is equal to 0.212 ounces. So we start out with the $0.651 per ounce that we had calculated before, multiply by the Book of Yields information, the 0.212 ounces per tablespoon, and then we get $0.138 per tablespoon.